chill. Speaking of juice, that reminds me. You guys ever spilled? Do you remember when David spills the cranberry juice on the carpet? Have you guys ever spilled? Have you ever noticed that, like, when the glass slips out of your hand, that time slows down and everything moves in slow motion? And you swear if you could just move, you could catch the glass, put it on the table, and you wouldn't get in any trouble. But instead, you just stand there frozen as the glass slowly falls towards the expensive carpet. And you say to yourself, my life is over. I do. And then when the glass hits the ground, it goes kaboosh, and everything speeds up again, doesn't it? Especially your mom. So anyway, I would really like to thank you guys for coming out here on a Saturday. Yeah, a rainy Saturday. And David and I would like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. That's how you want it. So, do we have a couple minutes for questions? Does anybody have a question? Yeah, you've had your question the whole time.
Did that actually happen in your life? Get in trouble and stuff like no dating?
Yeah, here and there, now and then. This one and that one. Why did David get in trouble? Well, because he's a kid. What's yours? What? Do I have any sisters? I do have a sister. I have a little sister named Kim. Yeah. Some people think that Alice the Fairy is David's sister. What do you guys think? Yeah? Alice the Fairy is actually based on my daughter, Emma. Speaking of wearing your Halloween costume. A couple of weeks after Halloween, she wore her Alice in Wonderland costume. And then one day she came down and she put a pair of fairy wings on top of it and announced that now she was Alice the Fairy. That sounded like a book to me. Yeah, how about that big kid in the back?
I have a question why I'm not in the class picture of your book, and Melissa and Janice and Scott all are. You're my boyfriend then.
I know it. I was too embarrassed. Jill and I went to the Hutton Carnival together in 3rd grade. It's still there too, man. Next one. Okay, you got it.
Why did you kill them running out of the house?
Just to see if they'd let me put that in a book. And they did, but they won't let me put it on TV. Yeah, I just found that out. Oh, that's a good question. She asked, what age did I start being a... Well, we're not counting the original David book. I actually started out being an illustrator, the person who does the pictures, because I've always liked to draw. So when I was little, I drew baseball players and pirates and robots and animals, stuff like that. And then when I got a little older, I got into comic books, so I drew lots of superheroes. And then when I got a little older, I went to art school for college, and I drew lots of really important things, like fruit. And then when I got out of art school, I started illustrating children's books. And you know what I was drawing? Baseball players, pirates, and robots, and animals. And then finally I started drawing, even trying to draw like I was a kid. So that's pretty cool. And after I had illustrated some other people's books, then they said, you know what, we like the way you tell stories with pictures, why don't you try writing it too? So I did. And it was a lot of fun. Do you like to write stories? Yeah. Well, make sure you save them. You can put your kids through college. Okay, one more. Yeah, you. How many books have I written? I've written, I think, 12 or 15 mean I've illustrated over 30 yet. That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah. It takes a long time. You want to know what I have to do to illustrate a book? Because the writing part, that's easy. The drawings take a long time. So like I start out with a big piece of paper and I make lots of little tiny drawings called thumbnail sketches because they're about as big as my thumbnail. And I'm just trying to plan out what's going to be on each page. So they're very scribbly. Sometimes I'll make hundreds of them. And then when I get it all planned out, then I do full-size drawings in pencil of every picture in the book. And I make lots of mistakes, and I erase a lot, and I change my mind, and I get mad and frustrated, and I crumple it up and throw it away and start over. And when I get those drawings just right, then I do full-color paintings from those drawings. And I use something called acrylic paint, which is like watercolor, only it's different. And when those are all done, I send them to the people called the publisher. That's the book company. And they take pictures of the paintings, and they put the words with the pictures, and they print the pages, and they glue the pages together, and they put the hardcover on there, and put them in boxes and send them to the bookstore and the library, and that's what you guys see. And you know how long it takes me to illustrate a book?
No. 2,000 hours.
It takes about a year. It doesn't take quite as long to do a David book because I don't have to stain the lines when I color it. So, all right, well, you guys think? Oh, yeah.
I have one question. Who's your favorite author
Besides myself, you know what? I'm not even my favorite author. In children's books?
Yes.
In children's books, well, I've always liked Dr. Seuss. I mean, who doesn't? But yeah, currently, my favorite is John Chester. So, and I work with John some, Mr. Ambassador. Yes, and he's an extremely funny person. So he's one of my favorite people. And then for adult stuff, I've always been a big fan of Charles Dickens. Yeah, I like his name, all his characters and the names, stuff like that. All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much. And I will sign this.